Hey guys, so let's jump right into this tutorial. Um, this makeup routine has really been saving my life in this heat and is one of my favorite, it's been my favorite go-to makeup routine so far. So what you saw me showing is the Milani Prime Shield Face Primer, mattifying plus pore minimizing oil-free primer. So use that first, and then I take the CoverGirl Clean Professional in the color 115. It's just translucent, medium. And I put that all over my face. This will ensure a long-lasting face throughout the day. It's been really hot where I am, so this face has been lasting almost 12 to 14 hours. I ain't kidding. So next, what you just saw me spray is the long lasting setting spray, Fix and Set, and from Black Radiance. Then next, I'm going in with the foundation that I'm using, and it's by Black Radiance once again. In the color, what color am I using? Espresso. That's usually my color in probably all the foundations. If they have espresso, I'll probably match it. Then I mix that with the Black Radiance. I didn't know this was going to be a Black Radiance tutorial, but let's just tie that into the Black Radiance Liquid Radiance Highlighter Illuminator. Love that for me. So I use my body blender to blend that in. And so right here, you'll see I'm blending that in the areas like in the sorta in the T-zone area. So where you would put a highlight, I put that where you would put a highlight. Just mixed it with the foundation that I was using. I haven't been into doing highlights lately, but this kind of gives me a glow underneath all the matte that I'm doing. It kind of still gives me this glow that you would want in your makeup routine. Well, in your foundation routine. So next, I take another foundation. Yes, another. I'm using the Infallible Pro Matte from L'Oreal in the color 112 Cocoa. It's a little, I don't know if it's darker, but it has a more of a red undertone. I use that in the areas that I didn't use the other foundation, okay? So that just covers the other spots. I realized doing it this way, I don't use a lot of foundation. I know it seems like a lot and it seems like a lot of steps, but if you want your makeup to be long lasting during this heat, you might want to get with it. So you blend for your life, girls, and then, yeah, you just blend. And you have this sheer foundation canvas situation. So the key to a long-lasting foundation and face throughout the day is spraying some more long-lasting setting spray before you do your concealer. And the concealer I'm using today is the Pro Conceal in the color Fawn. But use whatever color you feel comfortable with. So I don't know if you guys been seeing this trend on Instagram, but they have this trend where they do the concealer and they kind of, spread it upward to give you like this lift. So that's what I did there. And then I'm just taking it and covering all the other spots as well, making sure to blend it in, but we'll blend it some more later. You'll see. Okay, so right here is where you're going to get that seamless look, no harsh lines. So please don't ask me where I got these brushes from. None of them, because I don't remember. I believe this brush I am using, though, is from e.l.f., but it is a concealer brush. So if you get a concealer brush, you should be right. All right, so you just blend for your life. You blend out those harsh edges. You see that? You see one side and then you see the other. You know the difference. So you need to just blend those harsh edges out. And then you do not have to do this step if you don't want to, but I take the concealer I had on my hand and I put it right above my mouth area and below my nose. I just feel like this gives it a more polished look, more it's a little bit more dramatic, and it also helps with the lips. It makes it a little bit more pouty. So if you want a little bit more a pouty look, I already have like large lips, but I don't have that pouty look in my opinion. So it kind of gives it that pouty look once everything comes together. So I blend all of that. One mistake I did make was I definitely need to take my concealer up on my forehead a little bit more because my forehead is large. So take it up a little bit more. So then next I'm using the Fit Me powder. It is in the color, sorry about that. It is in the color 355 coconut. So I take this and put it in all the places that I put the concealer. And it kind of sets it in place before I use the translucent powder. I think a huge step in making sure that your makeup lasts is baking. I don't normally bake, but I have been lately just because it's been really hot outside. And if you want to reduce, not completely stop, but reduce the shine, you might have to bake, depending on what kind of skin you have. I'm baking. So I'm using this Morphe Bake Set setting powder in translucent. It's not my go-to, but I ran out of my Laura Mercier, so I'm using this in the meantime. But it does the job. So next, on to eyebrows. Why am I? Okay, let me calm down. All right, we back. So I took my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I used the spoolie part of it just to kind of comb out my eyebrows. To make sure they were cool and in place. And then I'm taking this, I don't even know what this brush is called, but you can get a similar one from somewhere. But I'm using that concealer I use, Fawn, and just outlining my brows before I fill them in. It kind of gives me a shape, and it kind of gives me an arch that I'm looking for, and it helps me to cover up the eyebrows that I have not plucked. I'm going to say a year. I have not got my eyebrows arched, plucked, anything of that nature. I'm not saying everybody can do that. I have very thin eyebrows, so it's easy for me to camouflage the hairs that I have. So what you saw me just hold up is the Got2b Ultra Glue. Yes, you heard that right. I use that and I put it on the back of my hand, just a little bit of it, just a dab or do, as my aunt used to say, and put my spoolie in it, and I comb it into my eyebrows. You can skip this step, but it helps to keep my eyebrows in place. Again, we're talking about heat here, so we're making sure that things are just set in place as much as they can be. So it actually helps to lay down the hairs, again, that I have not cut. It makes for a seamless brow application. That's just that on that. So we do that. And then we're going to take, once I finish combing all of that in, it may be a little wet, so you might not be able to go right into shading in your brows. Just wait a tiny minute, not too long. So next I'm taking the No Budge Retractable Liner. This is in the color Coffee. not a huge fan of this color, but it's been working out. It's been pretty decent. So I take this. It has a like the color payoff is really good. Like it's very whatever the formula is really good. That's what I meant to say. So it goes on very smooth. So I just outline my brows before shading them in. So you just follow your arch unless you want a little bit more of an arch, and do what you got to do, sis. But I'm just following my eyebrows, following the concealer. Then I start shading it in at the end a little bit. And you just want to cover up the sparseness of your brows if you have any. Yeah, and I don't go all the way to the beginning of my brows. I don't shade it in. I do outline it. I do not shade it in. So that's what you see me doing. What am I taking? Oh, okay. Yes. I was about to say, I know that's not the same thing. So then I take my Ultra Precise Brow Pencil by e.l.f. And it's in, I don't know what color this is, honestly, guys. But it's a lighter color. And I use that at the beginning of my brows. Because you want it to kind of, be like gradient. So you don't want the beginning of your eyebrows to be super dark. You want it to kind of flow into darkness. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me explain this part. I hate my eyeshadow application on this, so don't follow anything I'm doing. But I do not have any black eyeshadow, and I was going for a look. It didn't come out right, but we just gonna go with it. So I used my pencil, my black pencil, and I did that first. Just kind of gave me a shape. And then I used this dark brown that I have. I'm not gonna even tell you what it is because I don't know where I got it from. I've had it for forever. So really, really dark brown. I love it. It's my go-to brown since I don't have any black eyeshadow. So then I'm taking this blue eyeshadow from the palette, the e.l.f. palette, 18 Hit Wonders. So that's the blue there. Again, I hate this eyeshadow look that I did, but we going with it. As you can see, I'm just trying to make it work because I had to go somewhere. So just make it work. I could have took it off and did it over, but I just didn't feel like it. So don't follow anything I'm doing here, okay? We'll go for another eyeshadow look in another time. Anyway, so now moving on back to face. I'm taking a brush. Don't ask me. I don't know. So I'm removing all the translucent powder. Yeah, everywhere that I put the translucent powder, I'm removing it. Yes. I was jamming. Okay, so this is the day that all of the music came out. I mean, let's talk about it. Toni Braxton, Ledisi, Jasmine Sullivan. So I was listening to all of their CDs. And I was jamming. I was loving it. Anyways, so now I'm taking this, what is this? What am I taking, guys? It's an eyeliner, and it's from Ruby Kisses. I probably got it from the beauty supply store, but use what you have. It's in the color Very Black. So there's that. So yeah, so I'm just doing that. Again, my eyeshadow didn't come out right, so I'm not going to even hold y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all. Just make sure you look decent. We'll do an eyeshadow look the next time. We'll focus on that the next time. But right now, we're just working on long-lasting foundation for this heat. Okay, so again, this is a Black Radiance tutorial, I guess. So right there, I'm using the Black Radiance. It's a bronzer, I guess. I don't know what they call it. It says pressed powder, but it's in the color Rich Mahogany. I used to do a darker one, which I'll probably go back and forth. But this just gives me like this, I just love it so much. So I'll probably go back and forth. But right now I'm using the Rich Mahogany pressed powder from Black Radiance. Next, I'm also taking another product from Black Radiance. It's a blush, and it is in the color Brick House. This is good for my girls who are, chocolate. It's a really good blush. And I was never a blush girl, but I can't stop using it now. I cannot stop using it now. It like makes the look complete. Let me know below if you guys use blush. I would really like to know. Anywho's and house. Next, we're outlining our lips. We already did it, but just get a brown color. I think the color I used was from NYX. And that lip gloss is also from NYX. So just get something that complements you. And then I take a gloss right over that. Gloss is bae. If you ain't know, now you know. So next, I'm putting on some lashes. Your look is not complete without the lashes. Okay. So I'm using the Super Stronghold Eyelash Adhesive in black. It's from I Envy. So you just kind of spread that over your lash. A thin layer, I would say. You make sure it dries a little bit, gets tacky. Not dry, because it will not do anything for you. But make sure it gets tacky before you put it on. And you take a mirror and you look down. And that's the easiest way to put on your lashes. And try to start right in the center so you can kind of move it back and forth. If it's too much in your corner, you can move it. If it's too much at the end, you can move it. But most of the time, once you put it in the middle, you'll be fine. All right, so I changed positions because I was recording another video for something else. So I'm just finishing this look, putting on my other eyelash. And then that's that on that. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be here to answer them. And that's all. Bye.